Reactive training systems.
I was asked a question the other day about my thoughts on static holds for the power lifts. I do think that static holds have some value. It's not going to make a night or day difference in your lifts. It's not going to add 50 pounds to your squat or anything like that. But I do think it's valuable, especially for some people. Some people it will be more valuable than others. But before I go any further into that, let's back up a bit. What do I mean by static holds? I'm talking about taking a super maximal weight and holding it, either walking it out as in the squat and holding it, or just lifting it out in the bench and holding it at arm's length. You don't bend, you just hold it, you know. So typically you're taking a weight that's between 110 and 120% of your 1 rep max, and you hold it statically. There are some people that swear by this method. Other people feel like it's complete garbage and doesn't work at all, and I think neither one are 100% correct. I have seen it work. It's not my preferred method of super loading, like just doing a static hold or a walkout or a lift off the bench or anything like that. I think super loading has value, but I think it's more valuable when you can carry it out through a range of motion. Static holds are a good super loading option, or rather an acceptable super loading option, if you've got no other equipment available. But things like weight releasers, even knee wraps and slingshots, chains, bands, board work, stuff like that are good alternatives to static holds, and in my opinion better because they allow you to move with that super maximal load through a range of motion, which is going to make it way better. However, if you don't have access to any of that stuff, or you're not able to do any of that stuff for a variety of reasons, then just doing a static hold is better than nothing in a lot of cases. What I've done in the past, I've either paired it up with a dynamic movement, like a full range of motion squat or something like that, and you know, basically I would do the static hold, and then as more or less as quickly as I could, I would go into the dynamic movement with less weight afterwards. And I've got videos up on this channel about how we went about doing that. I've done that in the past. I've also just prescribed a fixed number of sets, something like 3 sets of 8 to 10 seconds or something like that. The reason that you don't see static holds and things like that prescribed in the deadlift as often are primarily because of grip. I mean, I think that's fairly obvious. So it's useful primarily for those people who need that feel of heavier weight. It's a good confidence booster. It makes things feel lighter, and don't downplay the role that confidence can take, because I can tell you, even competing at a high level, it's your probability of making a lift when you take it out of the rack and you go, oh yeah, this one's gonna go, your probability of making that lift is way higher than the probability of taking a weight out of the rack and going, oh crap, that felt really heavy. So confidence itself shouldn't be undervalued. It shouldn't be overvalued either. I think there's something more to it as well, particularly when we get into the superloading methods that have you moving through a range of motion. Stuff like weight releasers, stuff like knee wraps and slingshots and things of that nature. But I think this video is getting long enough, so we'll probably save that and talk about it in another separate video.
Reactive training systems.